What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We're in the Fight Club dissecting UFC 283, recapping Texera versus Hill. This card was hella lit. Go down, drop your comments of this card. Drop some if you had a big bet, tell us what you won. But as always, these are your hosts. I'm Paul. Pick a win. I'm Contra, and I'm joined by.
You already know, man. It's your boy Kev, Water Voices boy, aka the Street Fight Enthusiast, man. And UFC 283 was lit. Paul, the early prelims, they had me watching the early prelims. That's how you know this shit was jumping. I don't even tune into the main card on time, most cards.
Yeah, for Brazil though, when they put the fucking belt on the Jesus statue, you knew it
Gang-
was gonna be something good.
Gangster. But that was probably the biggest, that was the wrong promotion shit ever. But even though we went all the way to Brazil, it was fucking lit. The fights were crazy. What the fuck was wrong with the crowd, Paul?
Oh, this is Brazil. Kobe said it best. Kobe just said it best. Brazil, you're a dump.
I'm getting. We just got canceled. All right, John. No,
nah,
I'm playing.
nah, but for
But
real though, like they show they ass, bro. Like y'all already are known. They're known for when people make their walkouts for grabbing fighters they don't fuck with and shit like that. Just booing. They booed Junior Dos Santos because he was getting his ass beat against Cain Vasquez, even though JDS was kind of done at that moment. Cain was taking over, and he was getting booed by his own home crowd. And like it's just little shit like that where no one really fucks with Brazil's crowd. And Glover retiring, and they weren't even there. It was an empty arena when he retired. That was disgraceful. Fucking throwing shit at Moreno. Fucking it's just shit, and there wasn't even real beef between him and Figgy. Like it was, yeah, there was some beef leading up to it because you got to fight the guy again. But these two guys have always shown utmost respect to each other after fight. So that was just disgraceful to me. It was just a long night for that shit.
yeah, I don't think they're going back to Brazil for a while. They gotta forget about that shit first.
Yeah, they left a bad taste in UFC and our mouths as fans because all over Twitter has been the talk of the thing. Even MMA on Point, shout out their podcast, YouTube page. They literally, they recap every episode just like us. They title their shit "Is Brazil the worst crowd in UFC?" And like instead of doing the normal title, that's how bad it was.
Yeah, and they barely even got loud for Gilbert Burns. I was like, damn, that's your hitter.
It was empty for the most part. Shout out comedian Romeo Mack on the live stream, pointing that out the whole time.
I was about to say, you gotta be careful saying that out loud. That boy gonna text you. I told you.
No, that's true. And quick, while we're shouting out, shout out what is it? Bourbon and Bud MMA podcast. They made it for the live stream as well. They're a new podcast on YouTube as well. Go give them a follow. They also dropped their recap.
Fuck with my dog Mad Max, my nigga Mad. He called Jamahal Hill from the jump.
Definitely did. We was on the wrong side of that. I can't even say a coin because that was not a 50-50. But
So tell
let's
me about what fight you want to talk first.
we got to start with Ismail Bonfim versus Terrence McKinney. We were all on like I told you, Terrence McKinney's the future. Oh yeah, watch out for him, or like he does this that. But the Bonfim brothers are legit. I had learned a little bit more. I saw their names on the card, both Bonfim. I had thought to myself, are they brothers? And they're both from Brazil, represent Brazil. I do not want to bet against these. If they are brothers, I do not want to bet against Brazil's tag team duo right here. Like this could be Brazil's Hardy Boys. And
No
then,
cap.
and then all of a sudden, I already put the bet in. The bet was already made, and then someone told me, "Yeah, they brothers, and they raw as fuck." I was like, "God damn!" I got trapped into the Terrence McKinney hype train. Didn't know. I didn't open my eyes. I wasn't checking my rearview mirror to see bomb films. The fact that he could just throw his ass off of him, like laughing at him, like, oh, it's fucking fool. Then the elbow, he kept crashing him with his elbow over and over again. And then the standing knee, and he said he trained that. He knew there was gonna be an opening, waited for the second round to do it, hit him with it, put his hands up, walked off. I was like, like what? I had to drop that. I dropped that meme. What was it? That Shaq meme? Was like, I apologize. I was not familiar with your game.
Facts. That boy did that shit. So I done seen that video at least 100 times on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie. And the fact that Terrence McKinney was tweeting like in the locker room before the fight, it was just like that was the definition of trigger fingers turning to Twitter finger. And it's like, damn. Don't get me wrong, it's the sport. It happens. You're gonna bounce back. There's more fights on the horizon. But damn, that was not the best way to start the
Yeah. I also said this will not be the year of Terrence McKinney.
year.
But then our next one we're gonna jump to. I mean, this prospect showed out. Jelton Almeida versus Shamil Abdurmakinov, legend. I know I probably butchered his name, but he is a UFC, not UFC legend, but his MMA legend. He's been in the sport for a long time. Jelton Almeida, though, next coming.
Fucked him
He's,
up.
bro, he is a lean, mean machine. The way he's built, like he's the Anthony Joshua built motherfucker of UFC. Because at heavyweight, but he's that perfect like 220 like pure muscle. Like he's not like slop. Like he could really, because people have always been talking. There should be an in between light heavyweight and heavyweight. There should be for those lean fighters like Almeida, but like he's that perfect definition of like if he wanted to cut weight, he probably could go down to light heavyweight. But he puts on all that muscle and he's up there at heavyweight.
He fucking bro up. Just wow. Wow. I thought the ref wasn't gonna stop it. I was like, this ref ain't shit.
Controlled him too, because Shamil's like big game is ground. You don't want to go to the ground with him.
Heavyweight?
Yeah, at seven. He's one of them Dagestan, not Dagestan. He's from that side of the world. You know, their ground game's second to none. In his prime, he was a problem. But Johnson, I mean, I can't. They're saying like he might get fast tracked as a lookout. Like he's the next. Remember how Sergey Pavlovich was in the same boat as he was last year to start the year. He could be in Sergey's boat ending the year like on the top 10.
I believe it. He's a problem, and the heavyweight division just lost a hitter, so they're gonna look into find ways to make this division back lit.
They got rid of Francis and they Tom Aspinall's hurt, so like they need to start filling in some ranks.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Gabriel Bonfim, took 49 seconds, locked in the guillotine choke. Like there's another effortless master. Like the Bonfim brothers are fucking legit. UFC like they just tapped into the Brazil market again. They got these two young hitters. It looks like
They just put the whole league on notice. Young brothers right there is a fucking problem. They looking like they might like an Ilya Taporia type run this year. Like them boys are fucking issues.
people were saying put Ismail, the one who knocked out McKinney. Him versus Taporia should be next. That's what someone said. I was like, I actually would not be mad about that fight, right? I know Ismail's that was like his first fight off the contender series, so like he probably won't go straight to Taporia, but his skill set looked fucking legit, and he was a former champ or whatever he was. And the other brother's undefeated. One's at welterweight, which is Gabriel, and the one who knocked out McKinney is at lightweight. So they're right in those two premier divisions.
Nah, the boys is fucking dangerous, man. They watch out, man. The Bonfim brothers got a good history. They can good future. They keep doing what they're doing.
And then we had light heavyweight featured prelim fight of the night. Shogun Rua getting knocked out by Ihor Pateria. And then Pateria did he did a little dance where he did this little like swordmanship dance and then put the sword in his sleeve. People were coming at him, but then he did explain after the fight that like he didn't because I guess after you do the sword, you're supposed to like put your like stab your sword down hard, like put the like killing the bull type thing. He didn't do that, and I guess in his country that's a sign of respect if you don't do that.
Oh dang, they was looking at you like finish him.
And they were like, did he just fucking put the sword out on Shogun Rua in Brazil? That may have riled up the crowd right there. I'm not gonna lie. That may have gotten the crowd getting a little hot.
It wasn't ready for war. It was gonna murder them.
But they don't throw shit at him, but they threw shit at Moreno.
That shit was good. But that was a good fight. I saw like the tail end of that motherfucker.
Yeah, that one was quick too. Literally all these fights happened. It was only this whole card only took 2 hours. They said like 2 hours 20 minutes, which is a short card time for like
including the early prelims. That's crazy.
15 fights. Paul Craig versus Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker got the first round TKO punch, bro, Looney Tune style. Paul Craig might be done. He said he only wanted a couple more fights in UFC and he wanted to make a title run. I would not be shocked if like we don't hear from him for a long time. He might just go straight back to BJJ shit. I don't know. Maybe become a coach. But I don't really want to see. I love Paul Craig for a while. I'm kind of done with him, bro. He kind of looks like he is a legit thing of this like a one. You only got one thing in your bag.
Nah, don't cap. And then, I mean, he did beat Jamal Hill, so I give him respect for that. But you can only do it one way. You got to catch him slipping. But this is the fight. Is this this was the knockout that he had the single leg, he took it up, and then he got caught on the chin, and then just continued just dropping his ass.
Yeah, he didn't. So he caught his ass, and then when he got then he shot for the single leg because he got wobbled basically, and then he held onto that fucking leg for dear life as Johnny Walker was just backhand, I don't know, hammer fisting away.
Sending his, just taking out brain cells with every punch. Boom, 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 boom. Like that shit looked painful.
But that was
But
right where Paul Craig wanted him to be. He was about to hit him with a single leg takedown. Hit him with the what is it, some Ric Flair leg lock shit.
I'm crying. Put that boy in the figure four.
Yeah, that's his name of his game though. It didn't look good. But Johnny Walker though, I mean he maybe we get. I mean, it wouldn't be bad to see him fight Jamal Hill again. That'd be kind of fun. Just let him bang it out. Everyone else is kind of hurt right now. Someone pointed out, so that was like that could be the fight to make. I think Mad Max pointed out.
I ain't gonna lie. I got a fight to make for that one, but I'm gonna wait till we get there. You feel me? But what they say it would be Johnny Walker versus who did they say for probably
Um,
like Jamahal?
Anthony
If
Johnson or
I mean, yeah, this once everybody gets back healthy, this division will be raw again. But at the moment, it's kind of really they're really stretching on this one.
and then we had the women fighting. Jessica and Andre just beat the fucking brakes off Lauren Murphy. Like it was bad. People were talking about UFC cornermen need to start throwing in the towels. Like,
But the cornerman is her husband.
oh yeah, because we were going crazy. We're like, yeah, they probably had an argument before this, and he's like, yeah, this is what you deserve. This is what you deserve.
Yeah, she goes, look, oh, I
That's
can't
how
get
it
no.
looked. I mean, I would. That shit was bad. I understand you think at any moment your fighter could win, but like at that fight, there was never a moment where Lauren Murphy was gonna win.
Now I respect. So the entire fight, right? I'm in this because the comedian Romac on the live stream talking about some. Oh yeah, man, she got a chin. She got a chin. She got a chin. I'm like, I fucking hope, cause boy, she is taking some hits right now. Like, and like throughout the fight, I'm getting more and more respect for her. Like, okay, she do got a chin, but damn, like maybe she should have practiced instead of practicing the chin. Like maybe she should have practiced some head movement, how to get the fuck up out of there, cause that shit was bad. Like, what was the significant strike total in that fight?
But Andre set a women's flyweight record with
Oh my god!
237 or 231 significant strikes. And she set another record for biggest strike differential between fighters in women's flyweight history with 131 significant strike differential. 131 is more punches thrown. 131 significant strikes landed difference is more than Figgy or Moreno threw. More than what Glover landed. Like that is like that's insane to out punch somebody 131 times.
But that's fucking crazy. And what's even more crazy is she got a takedown.
Yeah.
Like the striking isn't even her first love. Like what?
But and like to have scorecards 30-25, 30-25, 30-26 in a 3 round fight, that's just that's insane. Like this is one side. Like Andre has been on a fucking run in the flyweights right now. Like she is destroying people going to the top again. Lauren Murphy just happened to be in the way because like Lauren Murphy, we said was been getting old, and maybe fighting Andre was not good for her health because this is one of those fights where I look at it like how Dan Hooker versus Dustin Poirier or Tony Ferguson versus Dustin Poirier. Like Tony Ferguson and Dan Hooker were not the same fighters leaving that octagon because they took an ass whooping for 5 bad rounds. And Lauren Murphy looked like somebody who I don't know is gonna be able to come back the same anymore. Right? She took way too much damage at an old age.
And she got killed on Twitter by there's a McGregor fan account. They got killed her ass. They was like, and he didn't even say nothing disrespectful at first. He was just like, I didn't expect Lauren Murphy to compare her fight to Joanna versus Zhang Wei Li the first time. And then Joanna came at his ass immediately. Well, you're a fucking fake ass Twitter account, blah blah. You ain't shit. And this nigga hit her with the smoothest. My bad. Joanna's actually good. Like, my bad for the disrespect. My bad for the confusion. Joanna's actually good.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's a 10-8 round. Another 10-8 round.
Another one.
He took 4 10-8 rounds, bro. That's terrible.
In a 3-round fight.
Yeah. Oh no, and bro, like she's done. All right, I'm just kind of hanging.
She's in the same boat as Tony Ferguson right now.
She is the female Tony Ferguson.
But at least Tony Ferguson, like niggas like Tony Ferguson. Like we be hurt when we see Tony Ferguson getting the fucked up. Like even against Nate Diaz, I was looking like, damn, not Tony, man. I remember when you was drunk on the Ultimate Fighter.
Everyone loves Ferguson.
Yeah, even when they had the little beefs and shit come out, motherfucking Tony Ferguson was like came out on some, yeah, I'm still here, niggas. Them niggas was beefing and shit. Not me though. But damn, on to the next one. But jeez, rest in peace, Lauren Murphy, and like that corner sucks. Like
it's a UFC stigma. No one throws in the towel. It's just like someone has to be the first. Someone has to be stand up and be like, all right, wait, where my fire
hey, what if the niggas threw the towel in and the ref just throws it back? Like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, we can't be. You gotta wait for in between breaks to draw your fighters down.
Nigga said, it's either you fight or you die.
That was basically what Lauren Murphy was on that fight, right? But our next one was a quick one. Gilbert Burns, we said it. He was a minus 500 favorite for. We said it wasn't big enough. Like it was going to get Neil Magny up out of there. 10 total strikes landed for Gilbert Burns is all he needed to finish. To get the arm triangle, locked it up, took it to the ground early, locked it up. But funny thing came out was his wife said that he's not allowed to bang this fight. So that's why he took it to the ground so early. And this is also Gilbert Burns' lowest total strikes thrown or landed in a fight ever with 10 and 12. So like he definitely stuck to the mission that his wife told him to do.
Was there a reason for that, or they just said it?
After the Hamza Chimaev fight, she was like, "Yeah, no more banging. Get submissions only or some shit."
Right. Oh, I meant to say this on the recap. So you said, remember how we said Gilbert Burns is a 2-time national BJJ champion out there in Brazil?
Yeah, the 80cc.
I can't remember exactly, but his wife's either a 4 or a 5-time champion.
Oh and shit!
She stopped to take care of the kids.
I need to see these kids because those are going to be the next great one.
Those motherfuckers are going to be killers.
I need to see this Burns clan because you're telling me that's his perfect lineage, bloodline, and you're gonna be coached ever since because the kids be rolling since they're like 2. Fucking Habib said that his son is like only 3 years old and is already training with like his own trainers and stuff.
Motherfucking yeah, them niggas is born. Think about niggas like Lomachenko, like. He started so young. Lomachenko started so young that he could leave the sport for 2 years to do Russian dancing and come back.
It'll still be on top of the game.
Still be one of the greatest amateur boxers ever.
Gilbert Burns, Neil Magny, shout out to him. I will say one thing about Neil Magny is he doesn't shy away from a fight. I've never seen Neil Magny not take a fight.
Yeah, and the way he just did, Gilbert Burns for sure, definitely next.
Yeah.
And it was just a respectful fight. I fuck with both of them. And then Gilbert, I fuck with the relationship with Gilbert Burns and the Cut Man.
That's one of my favorite. They be faded on the sidelines every event, even whenever Burns ain't fighting. His ass find the cut man, whack his ass.
But that was a good fight, man. I fuck with
How
Gilbert
do you
Burns.
feel about the Kobe Covington call out?
But I think not only does that a good call out, I think he should go. They should actually do that as the tough fight, the tough season.
That's what they were saying. That's what I think Gilbert also, because he posted on Twitter a picture of like a on the pre-made thing, tough 30, and it's Burns and Colby.
Mm. Nah, it's fine. And then you seen Bilal Muhammad as motherfucker got the did put his cropped his stupid ass on there, and they got an editor to fix it. Oh, like these niggas stupid. But that would actually that's the one I'm waiting on, because after that, Gilbert Burns shows like, okay, I'm the real number one contender in this fucking division. Like,
And I don't miss weight.
mm,
Like Chimaev, like he's a big motherfucker. I don't know how long he can really be welterweight and how committed he is to be welterweight.
I don't know why they keep rapping like he's gonna stay welterweight. Like he's gone. Like he is gone. If he
He's
fights one
fucking
more fight,
massive, bro. He stacks up next to like Francis.
nah, dead ass. If he fights one more fight, it's possible. But the only reason why he can make welterweight is because he lives in the fucking gym. Like he does. They say he be doing 5 a days.
And he's a
So like,
wrestler.
so like he can get that weight down. Like that's why when he said like it's just 8 pounds, like the fuck. Like he's not like no disrespect, but he's not like how Charles Oliveira, like once he's drained, there was nothing left, and then like at point one is a problem. Nah, Cosmo can get that shit off. He understands. He's probably had to cut like 20 pounds in 18 hours before the way he moves.
I can see it, but I don't know how long he's gonna be committed to wanting to. If he really wants to be double champ, I think there's a possibility. But also, you can't miss weight and still want a title shot, because it kind of we've seen some last year. We saw some shaky shit go down with fucking people making weight. So I think go with Burns if he beats Colby. I like him to get the winner of Leon versus Usman. At least that's my pick for it. But I could see a world where they're like, Kobe's not going to fight right now. You versus Belil. I love that fight too. Get them two
Yeah,
versus each other.
and that'd be a good fight. And they got a little bit of smoke, a little bit of tech, so they could get that out their system. I like it.
Then our next fight, the quadrilogy. Kev, you were right. This is not a real word. They made it up. The real term is tetralogy. A tetralogy.
I'm fucking crying. I knew it. I was gonna say I've never heard this word before. Like there's so many things that's happened 4 times. I've never heard this word before.
So Brandon Moreno wins. TKO, doctor stoppage, third round. The knuckle. It was a punch. I will say that's my stance on it. It was definitely a punch. It just happened to be a knuckle and eye, and it swallowed his shit shut. Like sad way for the fight to go out that way, but I had Moreno winning that. It looked like Moreno was winning. I mean, even on the stat sheet, like 85 total strikes to Figgy's 24, 6.5 minutes of control time to Figgy's 35. Figgy did have a couple, like a close guillotine at one point. Moreno did like I'm fine the whole time. Like there was at no point I felt like Moreno was up. I would be modest and say 2-1.
Yeah.
So it's sad that the fight is going to end this way, because Figgy is talking about moving up to 135. It is hell at his body to make the weight. Moreno's already small for the weight class, so I don't see him moving up anytime soon. So we'll probably see Moreno Pantoja 3. Pantoja's beat him twice already. And maybe Brandon Royval. There's some other names in the division. Kai Card France has to get right again. But I think I just wish it went better than this. And I wish the crowd didn't like the Doctor Stoppage stole the show, but then the crowd stole the show again by throwing shit into it. So it almost felt like this fight almost didn't happen, because we didn't really have the end to it of them in this octagon together, an arm being raised, the belt being put across somebody, and then them showing their mutual respect. It was just kind of like, oof, it just happened so quick. Next fight's happening.
It was the fact that like the security had to like cover his ass, like because you don't know what the fuck they would have done. Like niggas, you motherfuckers could have snuck in with a prick and tried to debo your ass. Crazy.
You could have did you like the Bills Mafia?
Oh shit.
Throw some of them buildos on.
But nah, that was a good. I mean, it was good while it lasted. I'm glad I picked Moreno because I really just fucked with his whole like demeanor throughout this entire thing. He was trying to rile him up at a certain point. He was just like, "I'll see you in the ring. I'll see you in the octagon." Once they lock that gate, you can't go nowhere. So that was powerful, and he fucked him up a little piece. Like I will give it to Figgy. He did get the takedown, but Moreno got 3 takedowns.
Yeah, and control time.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, shout out Moreno, man. Viva Mexico. Because you guys got a Mexican champ, man. I wish there was like more energy with it, man.
UFC, I'm telling you, like I'm waiting for UFC Mexico. It's gonna. They needed a champ. And I could see him being a main event. I don't know who's another Mexican fighter that could
The
possibly.
eight the 18-year-old dude.
I don't know if he'd be a pay per view co-main event though. That's like kind of hard to
Oh,
pick.
nah. He gonna be the starter. He gonna start it off.
I know Tracy Cortez, maybe Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega's return fight at co-main event.
Versus Max Holloway.
Book it right there.
That'd be hard. I'd love
Book
to see.
now. I like that. I like
Have
that.
they
They're
fought
gonna
before?
get fill out some other names. There's plenty of Mexican people on the roster. I just couldn't think of like title contenders up there.
Have they fought before? T City
Yeah, and Max Holloway beat the brakes off him. But that was one of the yeah, it was a 5 round masterpiece. It was like 50-45 all around.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll put T City as the third fight.
Yeah, and then Max co-main event.
Yeah,
This is how sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. And our main event here, crowning of the new champion at light heavyweight, Jamahal Hill, 50-44s across the board, takes care of the vet, soon to be legend, and maybe all time great Glover Texera.
but Glover probably has the craziest chin I've ever seen in my life. They said if Lauren Hill and Glover Teixeira were to make a baby, that they would be able to survive the motherfucking the world ending like some cockroaches or something.
Yeah, like that chin is spectacular. Like if like Vincent Luque needs to go to train with him. Just be like, how did you get your chin this way? Because I need mine back.
I knew I stop it. Don't you
I need
know,
it back.
brother, fucking this. First off, shout out to Jamal Hill, man. I'm so glad. I mean, he won my award for Hood Nigga of the Year last year, and I'm not gonna lie, I created that award just so I could give him something because I fuck with bro. But I didn't expect him to put on a master class like he did. The way he looked so nice. We knew he had heavy hands, and we knew that Glover. I thought Glover wouldn't want to punch with him too much. But we screamed Thiago Santos 60 down 6 times. What the fuck do you think Glover Teixeira is gonna do? Glover got to take these stuff almost. How many takedowns did he stuff?
He stuffed 15 of them boys. 2 for 17 on takedowns.
That's fucking crazy. He really did that, and he put on a master class with the punches. His highest total before this was like 105. Brother got 248 in
And
strikes.
didn't gas out. There was like someone pointed out he slowed down in the fourth, and he was throwing more just like body kicks and slowing down his total amount of punches thrown to be able to show he wouldn't gas out for the fifth round. And like the amount of composure it takes for such a young fighter who at any point I feel like he could have just started swinging haymakers because there's immaturity and shit like that. Like, oh, like I got you. Oh, I'm gonna take you. Oh, now you're on the ground. Let me follow you. And and like look, he didn't do none of that. He kept to the game plan. Used the jab from the outside, which was it looks soft because it's only a jab, but like Jamal Hill power is just insane. Where that jab is harder than some people's right crosses. And
Head ass.
had Glover cut up bad. I thought maybe the fight maybe get stopped because how bad the cut was. Hill and then the amount of composure to be able to do that for 5 rounds against somebody like veteranship, like craftsmanship, like that's what Glover's all about. To make it dirty, to make it turn towards his way, and none of that happened against him. And I my respect and the stock of Jamal Hill after this fight just shot through the roof. Like for me, I thought he might just be a one. Maybe he'll win it, and of course he'll lose the defense. Now I'm sitting here like I don't know. Like I don't. He if he could stop Glover's takedowns, I don't. He's really a problem.
Yes, and that's the biggest thing. Was I felt like Glover was probably one of the better, was if not the best, one of the better wrestlers in this division. So he really just has so much time to mature. Like, cause from his last fight to this fight, he just improved so much. And like the match, and this is a fight he took on short notice. Like he already knew the game plan, and they trained the ass off. He stayed diligent. He looks like he's always continuing to like continue to challenge his brain to be smarter. Like the sky's the limit for him. As long as he continues to improve and develop. Oh man! And remember, he still has that BJJ in his back pocket.
He really do. I disrespected it, and I like he showed that he knows how to stuff the takedown. He knows how to get the fuck up off the floor. And there was one where Glover had the position, and he reversed Glover, ended up on Glover's back to end the
And
roll.
and he took it back door. That's so classic to get out the back door on a motherfucker. I don't You don't really see that in UFC too much because like you don't want to give up your neck for anything. But like to sneak out the back door and to get the reversal on Glover, and then he with no takedowns, he tied on Glover in control time.
Yeah,
That's
like
for 326.
and the fact that because he's known for this head hunting, this the amount of body kicks he threw, like that was just astounding me. Every time he throw another body kick or a head kick, and they're landing, like, and he's throwing them effortlessly, not winding up, like just almost like just throwing a jab. I was and they're connecting. I was like, he is evolving right before my eyes. This is not the Jamahal Hill with yesteryear.
And his reaction to winning was so genuine. Like that was so fun. That was just a great. That was a surreal moment. And I think that's what makes this card the best card. Like this is the card that we got to keep talking about because this is probably going to be one of the best cards of the year. Like at least top four.
We can't not keep talking about it because it happens early, or I mean, it happens a lot where the early cards of the year get forgotten because how much great shit happens throughout the rest of the year when it comes to award time. So we got,
Mm-hmm.
I think we won't forget though Jamal Hill because the moment he started crying, he's with the belt, like it was like almost like a video game type shit, like the opening cutscene to a video game for UFC. I was like, that was an all time moment for me just watching my short 2 years time. Like that was one things I will never forget is Jamal Hill
That
winning.
was It was so genuine, and I remember watching the countdown and watching the embedded series. Like, wow, this dude is low key like a family man. He has like a good amount of children, and
A good amount.
a good amount. And he just like is a family man. He takes care of him. Like, I'm fuck with Jamal Hill. He won me over. But now the real question is, who does he fight next? Because I know you've seen Alex Paeta looking at his ass when they were on walking the ring. Like, imagine Paeta beating Izzy and then going up to 205 and taking the belt.
That's very real. And like they're avenge his mentor.
And even if he lost, he can still go up to 205 and challenge the belt.
Yeah, just be like, I can't use that as an excuse. I can't keep making this weight. It's straining me. And then just go up to 205 and almost be immediately that'll be the fight to book if Glover and I go if he's still champ, right? If Jamal Hill's still champ.
I don't know if I want to see Robert on Paeta versus Robert Whitaker as much as I want to see Paeta versus Jamal Hill, especially since
100%.
everybody's hurt.
And I don't like Jan will be back in relative. I don't know how long Hill's gonna wait. So if he waits like 3 to 4 months, which is very real because he just won the belt, there's no reason to take a turnaround fight real quick. He would be the possibly would be Jan, and possibly be Megalomed. Those are the two names I think it would be. But they ended in a draw. So like who gets the right to go? Like is it Megalomed because everyone thought he won? But in the book says it's a draw, and Jan is a former champ.
We'll see, man. But everyone sells puts more asses, but he beats the fuck out of Jan. I think Ankalaev, that's when they might be able to they have to figure out a game plan. But I think he beats the fuck out of Jan. Especially after stuffing out of Glover's takedowns. There's no way he's going for that.
Yeah, I think Hill versus Ankalaev would be a fun matchup.
Hell
That
yeah.
would be the one I would take over. If it's not the Pierre fight, I hope it's that fight.
Yeah. And then yeah, I respect that.
And then this would be the wild one. I said, like, what if John Jones goes up, becomes champ there, and it cuts weight and it goes to double champ status?
Nah, that'd be fucking scary. And I would be shook because first off, this nigga's old now. Like we've been talking about John Jones being the GOAT forever. Like I feel
Well, he's
like
not old though, because he won champion at 21, so that's why he was like I think he's only like 32,
that's crazy.
33 maybe. Like he's not too old. Like the fact that he won championship at 21 is that, like he was champ for like 8 years or so, and that he has been out of the game for what 4 or 5.
And he's just doing some GSP type shit. That's scary.
Let me see his age because now I'm kind of. John Jones is, oh, he's 35 years old. Yeah, so remember his window is definitely closing.
That'd be crazy. So yeah, he needs to come in here. And we're gonna talk about that in the John Jones card. But anything else from UFC 283, man? UFC Brazil.
Brazil, I mean, get a better crowd, but it was lit. The fights were lit. I mean, it was a hell of a lot of knockouts, a lot of first round knockouts. I felt like, and then Paul Craig. I can't keep rooting for you, my guy. Gilbert Burns, that's my guy though. Go Jamal Hill, Moreno. This is my new guys.
Hey, and Glover, we appreciate you for your career, man. But
Shout out him.
the question I forgot to ask is, you seen how much punishment Glover took in those last two fights? I seen on Twitter, like, how hard does Anthony Rumble Johnson hit for a motherfucking knock Glover out in 13 seconds?
R.I.P. Anthony Rumble Johnson, but his ass was built like a fucking freight train.
He's a monster. But yeah, shout out motherfucking Glover. Shout out for the amazing career, amazing fights, never giving up, man. And shout out anybody that's watching this. Shout out anybody that tuned into the live stream. Shout out anybody that stayed up on Twitter, hopped on a Twitter Spaces. Motherfucker was up to 4 a.m. in the Twitter Space just talking Twitter. MMA, I was like, that's crazy. Saturday was a great day, man. But this has been the Totally Bliss podcast, man. Paul, you got anything else for him, man?
Nah, catch us out. We'll be back for what's UFC's next card? Derek Lewis fight next week, I believe.
And at 1 a.m.
For real, it's 1 a.m.
Yeah, and the prelims start at 10 p.m.
Yeah, Derek Lewis versus Sergey Spivak. Yeah, damn, this is a late ass card.
I don't know. There's something going on in boxing. There's some football. I don't know what's going on, but these motherfuckers is not trying to fight.
And they're in Vegas.
That's what fucked me up. I'm like, yo, this is a fight night. I'm thinking at first I thought they were like on the side of the country, like they might have UFC Japan or something. I don't know why they said Derek Lewis, but all right, nah.
So I'll see y'all at 1 o'clock in the morning for the main card on Saturday.
I might not make that live stream. I'm not gonna lie to you. But all right, man. This has been the Totally Blitz podcast, man. I'm your boy, Captain Waterboy Boy, aka the Street Fight Enthusiast. The motherfuckers, I'm over here waving my Mexican flag because Viva Mexico. I'm in this bitch with Paul Conte, the drunk gambler, the real Mexican man. And the real Mexican with Mexican blood in his. And this has been a Totally Blitz podcast. Anybody that came out to support, we fuck with you. Hashtag MMA Twitter, we fuck with you, man. And I want you to know that you and Lauren Murphy's left titty is a bitch.
Let him in, passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you can call them boy crap, man. This gang got rules, man. You better watch your passes, this ain't not new. And see some accent, all I say is true. You better stop your capping, lacking really your ass all in the passing.